Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Ultimate General Civil War with me, your host, Luckymarine, where we have just fought the Battle of Gaines's Mill. Which was really good for us, actually. It was a holding action behind palisades, pretty much for the entirety. But no, we did well. We faced quite a few more troops than what we had. They had 28,000 infantry to just our 20. So what? Another? I think they're about 2,000 strong each one. It's about another 4 divisions. Not divisions. How do the Americans name them? Another 4 brigades. And it showed. We did get stretched a little bit. Anyway, we sold off all the crap that we weren't going to use. We are now padding out our units. Walton, he was on one of the flanks. He was behind a palisade, on one of the flanks, and he never really got into any action. I think he killed 0 men, and 7 of his men got killed, probably by long range cannon fire, but that's about it. So that was fairly cheap to bring back up. Toon was well amongst it. All the way up to nearly losing out on this, and then fill the rest up with veterans. No, we'll leave you as you are for now. We still have a few more troops, and we're swiftly running out of money. Nope, rookie. 14 cannons will give you gunnery training, firearms +10, reload time -10. Nice. Rotation, speed, cover, stealth. Firearms +10%, accuracy +10%. I'd rather have the accuracy than the reloading time. Alright. Just take the guns that we already have captured, that we already have in the armory. Let's go for the extra ammunition. Yep, extra ammunition. A little bit more efficiency. Now let's fill you out with some more guns. I think about 16 is optimum. We'll go 18. We have them in the armory. And we will put Brigadier General in charge. Again, all about the accuracy. Now, who's the weakest here? Johnson. Let's fill you up with some rookies. At least 2,000. Kirk. Again, Kirk was on our right flank and he was doing a lot of good work. Doing a lot of maneuvers. Okay. I keep hearing in the voices in the background someone going off about a helmet, and it is starting to annoy me. Okay. Yep, about 2,000. And Sweeney. And our reserves. Reserves fared alright actually. We'll just fill you out all the way with
yes, sir.
Okay, with rookies. The only unit that we have with the Lorenz rifle. Alright, we still have a little bit of money left, so let's pad out on a few rookies until we lose the asset, and then we'll use veterans for the remainder. Again, rookies. So we've got plenty of men, but it's the money that we're running low on. We could ditch some supply in exchange for money. Actually, let's have a look at the armory. Lorenz rifles. We're never going to use Lorenz rifles, are we? Get you away. Patton Lee Enfield. Never going to use you. Springfield 1855. We probably will. We already do. Yep, it's between Harper's Ferry and the Springfield 1855, which means we can probably swap Daniel out for the 1855, which will cost us nothing because we already have 4,000 in the armory. It does mean that we've just relinquished 2,500 Lorenz rifles back into our armory, which we can sell for half the cost. And we can use...
Sir, yes, sir!
Alright, okay. Now we can use that money to fill out these. No, can't. Not enough, there's not enough in the shop. 68 in the shop. Oh no, you have all the guns that you could possibly need. There we go. Reserves, yep, reserves are done. How about another infantry brigade using, what was it? This. We have 1,000 already in the armory. So a unit of 2,000. Yeah. No, 2,500. There we go. And who's wounded? Clinton Sams, who's a colonel at the moment, very close to becoming a brigadier, I believe. Brigadier General. Let's see what that has opened up in the next bit of the fight. Yankee General Luckymarine has become the nemesis. Oh, okay. Of our army, we cannot flank him. You can't. We can't charge him without losing half our forces. Mr. President, we need at least one more corps to deal with him. General, we must remind you that the thousands of recruits you ask for from us is a luxury the Confederacy cannot afford. Therefore, we advise you to focus on training your current troops until further notice. Dear friend, I've heard after the Battle of Gaines's Mill, more than 20,900 of our troops will be transferred to the front to fight General Luckymarine. Can you please make the necessary arrangements so I remain in my current post? So that's a bit conflicting. Malvern Hill. After the Battle of Gaines's Mill, General McClellan decided that the potential campaign cannot last any longer because of the increasing aggressiveness of the Confederates. The main camp of the Union Army has been set up in Harrison's Landing. to prepare for the withdrawal. Okay. So we beat them at Shiloh, which means they have 5% of their enemy size wiped off. Alright. So Shiloh and Gainesville, it just affects the size. Sometimes it affects the training, sometimes it affects the quality of the weapons. But currently, combined, we've got a 10% decrease in the amount of enemies that we're going to face. Which is nice. Also, our morale boost is up to 9. So let's go for it, shall we? Malvern Hill. It's about the Gainesville. Yeah, okay, yep. The main camp of the Union Army has been set up at Harrison's Landing. Right. The safety of his ironclads, General McLean organised his last resort defence at Malvern Hill, choosing you for the command. General Lee is not pulling back, he gambles and decides to attack the heavily defended fortified position in an attempt to bring a decisive end to our operations near Richmond. So let's have you on defend, and let's have 2nd Corps as reinforcements. Go. Rebels are determined to defend their capital, and our army cannot take any more beating. They are chasing us, and we must defend again. Whew. What do we get? There's a lot of ground they have to cover. Bulk of the Union Expeditionary Force has no more strength to continue. The majority of our army is embarking at Harrison's Landing. A few miles to the south, we must hold our positions on Malvern Hill until we finalise the tactical withdrawal. Alright, so we've got a few palisades. Well, I can see some here. Best ground to defend Malvern Hill, north section. Our artillery can see a wide area of open ground to butcher any infantry assaults. So flanked by at least 1 river. 2 rivers. It would be crazy if we were able to decide to attack the west side of Malvern Hill through swamps and rugged terrain, but we must be cautious. We'll detach some skirmishers. We'll probably get them in the woods over here, just to give us early warning of anything happening. Again, I think this is a choke point. Should discourage attacks, yep. Again, detach 6 skirmishers. We'll chuck them up into these woods here. Give us early warning of flanking attacks. Malvern Hill is an impressive defensive location, and the Confederates are going to receive a hard beating if they insist upon attacking. Let them come and take what they deserve. Well, expect the main force of rebels to come from this direction. Fair enough. Hilltop can be used to bombard our lines, so prepare for counter fire. I've not, apart from vision, I've not experienced much with units range increasing by a perceptive amount by being up on a hill. We also need some artillery batteries to oversee this hill area. The Confederates may use the trees to conceal and advance and attackers. Okay. Recommended stand your ground and not attempt to move away from Malvern Hill. Hold a superior defensive position. We should wait for them to attack. I agree with you there. I don't know why there's 1 bit of palisade here, but nothing else. Doesn't make sense. So who have we got? Kirk, I'll be detaching skirmishers from you as Kirk and Andrews. As the weakest of what we've got, there's no point weakening your crack troops. talking of frack troops. We'll have Walton in these woods. We'll have two beside him in the fields. They can fall back if needed behind the palisade. And they can be supported by these. On the other side, we'll probably push into, I don't know, you'll probably push into these woods. Into the woods. A little bit of open ground there. Fields here for cover. And woods again. Split off skirmishers here to move out east, probably into these woods. Split skirmishers off here. And probably push them along this bank into these woods here. If they don't attack down this side, then we might be able to get skirmishers in around the back, steal some supplies, like we did in the last fight. Cannons. Let's have you there. Supplies in the centre, along with moi. There we go. Start bottom, but not really. Split you. Split you. Skirmishers into these woods as quick as you can, if that's going to be the only route that you can take. You into these woods as quick as you can. Actually no, let's not cross the river, you'll just be slow. And Kirk. Oh, so there is defensive ground. Ah, okay. I saw these palisades. I was like, well, why don't we have anything else? But we do. Excellent. So we'll make use of them. Do we? I mean, fair enough. We're going to be in cover here. No. Let's take the first hit whilst they're in wide open ground. And then we can retreat back to defensive locations. Andrews and Kirk. You can be covering for us whilst our crack troops go pick a fight. No, you move back. And you. Alright, so Andrews managed to get across the river. Should be able to give us early warning of anything or anyone moving in these woods. And Kirk has managed to get around the edge. Turn you firing off. We've been spotted here. Yeah, there's quite a few of them. May need to relinquish control of this. No. No, we won't. What range have we got? But you. Let's turn you firing off. You're in 96% cover. You shouldn't take too many losses from cannons. Move up the map. And let's hold fire. Let's not burn through our supply just yet. Don't know how long the fight's going to be. I'd like our cannons to be firing when it counts. Uh-oh. Oh no. We might be stuck here. Don't think we can get over this river. Okay, so this is what we wanted. We wanted them to have to come to us in open ground so we could get the first shots on them. If we'd have been here, they'd have been in full cover of woods, and it had just turned into who had the most men. Okay. Yeah, Andrews, I think they know where you are there. It's unfortunate, but as a diversionary tactic, it's not bad. Let's move you up. Right, you've routed. Let's get you running. And we'll try to get shots on the side of Jones. You're still hidden. Let's shift everyone. No. Across a little bit. You're in melee, which means I can shoot over your head. And let's fire into this. a mess. Lomas, Walton. Where's Walton? Walton is injured. Must be by cannon. Lomas, I think, might end up routing out of there, but Sweeney's there to give him a decent amount of protection. He can filter through the ranks and take up defensive positions here. We can then move Sweeney back at a leisurely pace. Alright, so Lomas is moving back. Getting to the point where we are fighting, we're the ones out of cover fighting into the people that are in cover, so get your volley off and retreat out of there. Let's get you in these cornfields. Sweeney can get onto the defensive far side. It's a retreat, but I'd like it to be a controlled one. You start firing, and you're firing into people in the woods. No, you're not. Who are you firing at? Cobb. Okay. Still managing to hold them in relatively open ground. Let's get you firing at semis, you at semis as well. Who are you firing at? Cobb. So as long as we're doing more damage to them than they're doing to us, I'm happy with that. Let's try and raise morale if we can. Andrews is getting hammering back here. What if we can push the Lomas forward just a bit? If he's in this woods, I don't think he's going to be able to shoot beyond Andrews. I think he's going to get... He's going to get blocked. Also, I don't think... There's a crossfire going on here between the guys over in these woods which I think it's just cannons now. I think they've already found out that they can't cross this river, so we've seen a load of them come across from this flank. So yeah, let's try getting this woods and let's try fire over the head of Andrews whilst also being in the defensive terrain. The rebels advance. Yeah. Wait, what? Come on, send them away here. Right, you've routed them away. Let's withdraw. Come on, team. Andrews has been routed, but Loomis is on here on hand to take up the slack. Again, trying to keep them in the open, concentrating on the ones that are in open ground. Don't know where Kishore's going. We're still hidden, but we'll at some point we'll come down through these woods, I think. You fire into them. You fire into them as well. I want you firing into them as well. Yeah, they're getting decimated in the open field. Trimble's already thought better of his life. Andrews fall back just a little bit. We've lost sight of someone down here. Might pull Kirk off this defence and push him up a little bit. Right, so you're routed. And these are marching across us, so we should be able to get flanking shots into them. Hugo's division is reinforcing the rebels. Uh-oh. Yeah, pull away. Let's see what's going on, but let's not get caught just yet. Ooh. Ooh. Well, I'd have liked to have utilised these a little bit sooner. Push you into there. Johnson and Johnson. Let's get you probably over here, I think, to counter Kershaw. You're firing on someone who is kind of in a little bit of cover, so let's not do that. Let's try and focus Anderson down whilst he's half in, half out. get up here. We're firing from cover into more cover, or into fortifications. Now you switch fire back onto Cobb. You switch on to semis. And you take out Taylor, or start to lower his morale just a little bit, as the manoeuvres look a little bit dodgy. And you need to start running because reasons. You've got shots on Taylor, as have Scales, as has Taylor. I managed the last parting shot there, which took quite a few extra troops off Taylor as he was running. Let's withdraw on Andrews just a little bit. Alright, so they didn't spot us hiding in the coal fields. Nice. Still got full strength Sweeney, still got full strength Johnson and Kirk to an extent. Walton's hardly taken losses. Lomas, he's getting fought from. There's cannons here, there's cannons here. There's guys in defensive terrain in front of them. This is horrible but required. Yeah, don't fire at them. Not in full cover. Let's go for Anderson. Who looks to be advancing into contact. Let's push you up. To fight Anderson before they get into any kind of cover. Excellent. Wait till they stop firing, and then withdraw to just such a position that it lures Taylor in. Right, Taylor. Nope, Taylor. And Taylor. Right, so Taylor's been drawn, instead of sitting there and just fighting Toon, he's been drawn into the nearest target, which is Walton. As soon as he starts fighting Walton, we'll push Toon up through the full cover and get shots on him. In on him. Nope, not just yet. Oh, okay. So if you can hit them, then I'd like this line to be able to say, yeah, I can hit this guy. It stopped short, therefore you can't hit them. That's how these work. Come on, game. Sort it out. Either be accurate or don't be. So, isolate Taylor out in the open. He's getting contacted from 2 full units. Got 3 cannons focusing him down. He should rout now. Next one who's coming in requires attention is probably Law. Cobb, there's not enough troops there. 2 good volleys from Toon and Walton should send him packing. That's a charge somewhere. Nope. Alright, come back. Lure them back in. Cobb. Nope. Cobb. And you. Again, Cobb. Still hitting up here. The defensive positions that they had mapped out for us, they weren't defensive. What we've got going on here is defensive. Here, being in full cover, firing upon them as they break out of what cover they have through an open field and into this cover. That's a defensive position. This is just duking out two defensive positions versus each other. But hopefully we can lure them into the grinder of this area. It'd be nice to see. It'd be nice to have like a heat map overlay, just to at the end of the match see where the most enemies died. Let's push you up on Cobb whilst he's isolated. Nope, come back. You switch target. Back to Law. Quite a few here. No, come back. These will be able to fire over their heads. They may even end up in canister range. No, hold there. So Lomas is in hand-to-hand combat, but Andrews is there to back him up. You fire into roads, you fire into roads, and you fire into roads. They're about to melee you. You fire into Garland. You fire into Garland. Right, managed to route roads, and we'll continue. Can't wall, that'd be stupid. We'll continue to fire into roads as he retreats. Enemies that are routing take more damage. Okay, is out of range. Let's push up again. How are you walking backwards and firing at them? I think it's because we had fall back and then we halted and then we gave them an order. And they're following the fallback order. Interesting little bug there. Can we put some fire on right? You just fire into low. Let's try get him to run away. You try get Anderson to run away. Got Johnson in reserve here. I'm going to split skirmishers off from him because there's someone down here. Oh, we've not seen him in a while. You try fire on Ripley. You try fire on Ripley. He's the one that's following the orders of that bugler who's about to charge, or has been given the orders to charge. Yeah, musical instruments have been used to give orders around battlefields since the beginning of time, really. Starting to waver. A couple of decent volleys on him. He should rout. Excellent. I am tempted to... How are you flanked? Who are you flanked by? Andrews, get on the position. Right, right, and right. Good. Let's see if you can fire on right as well. Let's get you... I don't want it to descend into madness down here. I don't want melee to ensue if we can possibly help it. Let's push you up. Nope. Fall back. They're there. Not many of them. Enough that Kirk can come off the defensive position and take them out if we see them again, but yeah, so get you to fall back. Now we'll sweep Johnson around and relieve a bit of pressure on Walton. Another charge. We are a little bit in the open here. You concentrate on the ones that aren't in any cover whatsoever. And let's just sit in these woods so that we've got eyes on. If these move across the river, then we can counter them. Lomas, you've moved out. Andrews is struggling. You've been turned. Have you firing on Anderson? Do you have the range for? No, you don't. All right. Fire on Anderson instead then. Oh wow, they fully routed. Love it. Let's get you firing on Cobb. It looks like it's coming in for a charge. Let's get you firing on Cobb as well. Make him think. Oh no. Make him think twice of his actions. And let's try to take out Fulkerson. Fulkerson, yes. Oh. Walton's starting to struggle for ammunition. Fair enough, he's doing well with his skills. As is Troon. Toon, even. Let's try and get shots into the side of Garland. Whilst he's manoeuvring. Excellent. Who do you have access to? You're in the middle of nowhere. These are in cover. Let's try and detach them from said cover. Walton should be getting resupplied now. As he's getting resupplied, he's probably going through it as quick as he's getting resupplied. Who's that that's charging? Is it Rhodes? Can you get to Rhodes as well? You can, however, do you have shots into the side? Nope. You fire on Trimble. You two, I need you both firing on Taylor. Try and turn him away. No, I've gone too far. We can't turn this guy around too far to look back at Trimble if he's going to get flanked in the side. Should probably detach skirmishers here. Grab these supplies. Gone. Don't know if they already got detached somewhere. Trimble actually made it. Let's have you firing into... Who do we need to dislodge? Let's try get Ripley turned. Nope. Armistead. And you into Armistead. And you into Armistead as well. Alright, so they lost 100 people between getting from about here to here. Not bad. Turn you on. Let's give these cannons something to think about. Nope, get back on your defensive position, 3, 2. This is chaos. Cannons. Mahone, and Mahone. Let's try to turn them. Okay. You move up, try to take out Garland. Let's focus Garland. I think you're also firing into the side of Rhodes. Good. Yep. Got him. And there's still people down here. Still got eyes on. Not eyes on. Still still wary of them. Let's push you back into those woods. You're firing at Rhodes. So you should be firing at Rhodes as well. Nope. Alright, so we've routed Garland. Should also be able to route these cannons. At least get them away. Who the hell's this? Jones? Thomas, you're going to need to come back and counter that. Alright, we've turned them away. Let's retreat back before these cannons turn around. Tear us a new bumhole. Supplies, eh? Cannon 2, you're aiming at. You got them. Yep. Taylor. No, they're in full cover. Let's go for Cochrane instead. $1,300 on 620. It's a pity we couldn't get to the river first. Hold Malvern Hill before nightfall. Rebels keep coming, they've got courage, alright. Fair enough, yep. No, we'll get more cover being in the built-up area. Johnson, you're so far away from the action that people don't know where you are, or people don't know that you're even there, you exist. We'll keep you there. We may manoeuvre you back a little bit, we may swap you out with Watson. Actually no, Watson's doing really good work there. Might get Johnson to go after Kershaw. I don't like this being behind me. Can I cover you got? Pull back a bit so that we're in the houses. There we go. On 45 position, which gives us 62% cover. May even get Andrews to fall back a little bit. And our reinforcements start to arrive. Whew, excellent. Well, we know where we need you, don't we? If that's a capture point, let's at least station somebody on it. Looks like Kershaw knows what he's doing. If we can hold Kershaw on this side of the river, get Kirk onto this side, we can stop Kershaw in his tracks. I'm certain that Kershaw was put here to get across the river and take out this, as I'm sure that Jones was positioned in such a way that he get across the river and take out this. Now we have enough to drive off Jones, so Lomas, on you back into that fight there. Kirk, are you taking shots on Lee? Let's turn them around again. And let's get into the side of right. could do with you lot running. Just a little bit. Don't really want to pursue this just yet. There's still a lot of troops here. Kirk might be needed, but we'll hold Kirk here as a deterrent. Cannons have started to turn around. Let's pull back. Are you turning around as well? Yeah, even these guys are aiming at the that does. Yeah, fall back. You can route, but don't run off the battlefield. Whilst the cannons are turned, let's push in. These guys a little bit, again, a little close for comfort. You fire at them, you fire at them as well, and you fire at them. They need ammunition. Let's bring our supply wagon back. Yeah, proper flanking shots there. Another shot on before they leave. Good. That not only routed them away, that routed them fully off the battlefield. Let's... We don't need to push, do we? We do. They're, these guys over here are having issues, one might say. Let's bring Walton out of the woods. He's grown so fond of. You're coming back into range of us. You're going to get turned away from this position. Let's bring our skirmishers back. Let's turn these cannons around. Nope, Walton, stop. If I've got space, just move slightly forward. What are you doing? No. Roads. 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 You fire on them, you fire on them, and you fire on them. You're routing away. We've routed these cannons. So Johnson's flank should be safe for the time being. I don't really want to be fighting people who are in this much cover. Yeah, let's just hold our formation here. surrendered. Excellent. Get you off the map. And you lot are desperately needed in these woods. Grab the supplies. Kershaw has been held on this side of the river. I will keep our cannons just where they are. Oh, I picked up there. Now let's get you off. You're struggling for ammunition here. Well, you should be being resupplied. Yeah, I think the wagon's only just got there. You're not doing anything. Let's move you forwards. Nope. Back into the field. Back into a little bit of cover. Yep. Decent target. No, you aim there. You aim there as well. Kershaw is desperate to get over this river. We will stop that. Let's move Barton. Let's move Barton into defensive position. That should relieve some pressure on Andrews and Lomas. Right, so we've got them to rout. However, it's not going to take long for these cannons to turn around and give Kirk's skirmishing units a pasting. Unfortunately, but did what they were required to do, which was keep their cannons busy. Alright, Hood seems to be out in the open. Let's try and get him turned away. Now let's press. How did they flip around so quick? Could have sworn they were facing the other way. Why you not have any ammunition left? You do. So why are you running at them? That wasn't a charge order. No, get away, you fools. Oh. Right. And let's push with our fresh units. Oh, surprise. We take out the generals. We should be able to disorganize them quite a lot. Blocked by whom? Alright, just charge them. Okay, don't. Now we just have to defend this, don't we? There's no need for us to go chasing. We'll capture these supplies with Kirk skirmishers. Oh, come on, Daniel. You've not been on the field that long. There's no way that I'm going to cross a river and fight into cannons. Oh, that'd just be stupid. But if they want to come back across the river at us, we'll take that. Surprise surrendered. Excellent. No. Get in the woods. And now would be a good time for cavalry, I suppose, to charge down all these supplies and all these cannons, but for the niche moments that they're required for, it's not really worth it. Alright, we took down their general, I think. I'll get you back into line. And now we'll fall back. There's no need for us to push this. Reroute you. Okay. Let's try and find where these guys went. I don't think they have any more infantry left up here. Barton, let's withdraw off that position. Apparently they can see you. We'll detach skirmishers from Daniel. We'll put them in these woods, just so that our cannons can continue firing at stuff. Now, did we route these guys that were over here? If they end up coming all the way down here and taking this, I'll not be happy. Yeah, I need you to run. Losing track of where the enemy is not a good idea. Alright, so the enemy artillery now has to spot for themselves, which means they have to get within range of us. Should easily be able to charge back up here with Barton. You're 100 condition. Let's pull you away as well. Alright, so they're out of eye line. And they're just going to have to get further and further into us. And then we'll charge up with the Barton and should be able to get a lot of these into melee very quickly. I'm not confident that we managed to route these guys off the map. And if I were them, I'd pick this path and I'd take a point. They got that close. So we just managed to engage them with rifles. Okay. How you going? Alright, so that's one down. Pull back off that again. And we can just do this for 25 minutes. We'll actually speed up time a little bit. If nothing else, it gives our cannons something to play with. Alright, bottom. You can run that way. Alright, you're dead. Let's try get DH Hill. DHL dead or wounded. And the other one wounded or dead perhaps. Can we get Jackson before the time runs out? I don't know. Maybe. So we faced about the same amount of infantry. Only a couple of hundred in it. We had a few more guns, but by a few, it's not that much. And we inflicted massive casualties on them. Good stuff. Full victory conditions. The game gave us a suggested defensive line. We identified one that was better in terms of defense, which was a little bit more advanced, but advanced of where the position was on one side. Yeah, it worked out well for us. Yeah, Toon was doing amazing. Toon and Walton, they were doing amazing work. One was in the woods, one was in the cornfield, and they were just decimating everything in front of them. Even our cannons did really well. Okay. Officers, a couple of wounded, no deaths, thankfully. 3 promotions, and captured rifles. Looks like they're still using Lorenz. So I think they're behind us in terms of tech. Slightly. And captured some 12-pounders. Bomb after bomb sprang from the fiery mass. Okay. So we've got a dude as a reward for that battle. And we've got 1,000 additional recruits. Excellent. That, ladies and gentlemen, has been another massive episode, an hour and 30. I'm making no apologies for it though. We've got used to long episodes in this game. I don't like cutting things mid-battle. It seems silly. This draw, it still irks me. By Luckymarine, as always, you lot have been amazing. Join me next time when we spend our career points on things and stuff. See what makes sense. So I don't put any points into reconnaissance. I don't know. I don't see it as... It is important. I wouldn't say it's not important, but as long as you're careful with your troop deployment and with your defensive terrain and etc., etc., you shouldn't lose just because the army ahead of you is perhaps a little bit bigger. I don't know. I don't know how to word it properly. But I don't think I'm going to put any points into reconnaissance ever. They seem wasted to me. Not when this is just going to tell us how many people there are. We don't care how many people there are. We're just going to shoot them all. We'll count up the dead bodies after the battle. Anyway, until next time, do take care.